So if you have other people around you who can help you and support you, then it requires their complete involvement in being compliant with what you need in order to succeed. I'm North Star America, and I thank you for being here on this channel. And this is online entrepreneurship. They don't have to invest the time, the money. They don't have to participate in it. But what they have to do is when you need the time to go and do something, they give you that time. They're not in your way. They're not blocking it. When you have to focus and concentrate, they're not obstructing that. Okay. When you need peace and quiet, they need to be quiet. They need to grant you peace. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, entrepreneurship is a different animal. It's not like if you have a job. See, when you have a job, you just wake up at whatever time you got to get up, prepare yourself to go to work, get off, do your job, get off work, whatever time you have left over, until the next time that you go to work, whether that's the next day or it's over the weekend, or maybe you might be working one of those jobs a day on, day off, whatever your schedule is, okay? That is different. You just invest that time and energy into that to receive a paycheck. You come home, there's really nothing to it because when you come home, yeah, you can invest your time into your family because you have nothing else going on. But when you have entrepreneurship and you are dealing with that responsibility, think of it in reverse. Think of it if you owned the company that you work for and you were a high level executive or high level management. And those people that you see, they always show up in a time when they have to be there. Uh, if something's going wrong or things are going right, but they have to make sure things continue to go right. Maybe it's a hectic season or something like that, and all of a sudden you see the big wigs coming out and things like that. That is them, and that is you as an entrepreneur. Okay, but as an entrepreneur, you have to be vested in it 24/7, pretty much. Okay, and I know this may be a hard thing to accept for some of you all, but it just is what it is. Entrepreneurship is not a small thing. Even if you on a small, tiny level, it still requires your attention. Okay. It still requires your time. It still requires all of those things that anybody else in a bigger position. And when I say bigger, I'm saying they're running a bigger organization and things like that. It's the same. Really. The pressure's different. Yeah, sure. Because somebody who runs a bigger organization, they have a lot more to look after than someone who only is looking after themselves and whatever they're doing right there in front of them. Okay. But the reason why I'm saying it's the same, because what you have to do now, this is someone who's actually hired and fired people who has had to deal with that whole dynamic. Okay. When you have actually had to construct teams, direct people, like you're wearing all of these hats, and you're handing off some of the responsibility to other people to get things handled, right? You're hiring a manager, you're hiring, people in different positions to do and handle these different things. You have an assembly line, whatever it is that you're doing in your business and how you make that work. Okay. If you're on a small level or a large level, the focus and concentration that you have to put into that thing, of course, is level based, meaning that, okay, I'm on this big level, I run this big, huge organization that requires a lot more focus, energy, and a lot more goes into it. True. But the person that's on a small level that's trying that's cranking that wheel, that's creating that spark, has basically the same amount of concentration and almost stress. Okay, so out of respect for the people who run larger organizations and bigger teams and things like that, remember I said that I've been on many levels of this, so I understand from the lowest level of starting out by yourself to high levels of someone who's had to run a pretty large team to get specific things done and employing people. It basically comes down to this one thing. It's not about uh what you're doing, but it's about the time that you're investing, the energy that you're investing into it to make it happen. That's my comparison. That's what I'm getting at. So whether you are a beginner or you're a super overly advanced person who's involved in this, it's pretty much the same thing. And for any advanced person that's watching this, listening to me from beginning to end of this video, I really appreciate your time for being here because that's big respect. And so from entrepreneur to entrepreneur or business person to business person, I thank you for your time for being here. Because you know most of the stuff that I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure I probably hit on a few facts or things that you may not know. Because it's surprising to me, to be honest with you, that some of the people that I've actually met and had the opportunity and pleasure to talk to that are very advanced people. And when I say advanced, I'm talking about they are running multi-million, even billion-dollar businesses. And when I talk to them and some of the things that I say to them, um, it's like quite shocking to them because it's like, oh, I never thought about that, or I never heard that, or you know what, that's something new to me. Like I need to look into that. Sometimes you look at people who are that you would consider more advanced than you, um, and you would say, yeah, they got it all, they know it all. But look, they got to that point because of the way that they think, right? They have formulated things for themselves. They have adopted knowledges from other people and incorporated it into their way of thinking and their way of doing. And all of that combined in their execution of what they're doing has given them the result that they have attained. So your way of thinking that you're the way what you're doing right now isn't that far away from the billionaire that you may aspire to be like, the multimillionaire that you aspire to be like, or the local business owner that's like, making 3 to 4 to 5 to $600,000 a year that you aspire to be like, even if they're making $250,000, I mean, whatever the case is, whoever it is that you aspire to be like, that you might look forward at, like you saying, that's the one I'm looking at. That's the person that I think that's who inspires me, and that's who that's the level I want to be on. Okay, if you have someone that you really look up to like that, believe me, your way of thinking isn't that far away from the way that they think and the way that they do things. The difference between you and them is that they've actually achieved it and done it, and you haven't yet. That's it.